class. It's Professor Watzek again. This is Welcome to Week 4, Part 2. We didn't finish everything we needed to cover in Part 1, so we are continuing on. This is a very important week because you're writing your very first essay, and I'm super excited to read them all. Hopefully you have lots of thoughts from these past weeks that you really want to just get out, get on paper, and share with everybody. So that's what we will do this week. Now, reviewing some of the material we have this week, just to make sure you know all that's there and all what to do with it. Here we go. We talked about a lot of this so far, but I wanted to show you some important things that are available, some important documents that will help explain the essay format. And if you're having problems, we'll give you suggestions and ideas. So I was talking before about the graphic organizer. That is a great tool for you to use to kind of fill in the blanks with like your thesis statement, like your hook, your context for your thesis statement, then your thesis statement, then you'll put in your body paragraphs with your topic sentences, your quote, your explanation, your concluding sentence, and then the next body paragraph, and then the next body paragraph if you have another one, and another one if you have another one, and then finally your concluding paragraph. So it shows you a very visual representation of the different parts of your essay. So that's a really good way to get a good sense of what the essay should look like, and also it's a great tool for you to use just to kind of fill in the blank and lay everything out very clearly. Okay, basic essay and paragraph format. This is again just more help on putting those components of the essay together. All right, let's scroll down. Oh, these are all the readings from Intersections. I have copied and pasted them into all these different documents here. They're actually in the week 4 folder in the Intersections compilation of writing process readings. So you can, in that folder, you'll find them and you can click on them individually. Also, there is, it goes through all the components. You start with drafting an essay. This is actually a really neat, a little couple pages on how to come up with ideas for your essay if you're having problems and you can't quite think of everything you need to have. It gives you some brainstorming tips. So again, it's called Overcoming Writer's Block. All down here we've got the introductory paragraph. It's got some good techniques for how to figure out a hook. In other words, that thing that reels the audience into your essay, gets their attention, big grabber from the beginning. Now it's drafting, but it's also revising. So when you're done with your essay, you can go back and you can read through these revising tips to figure out how to make your paper even that much better. Same with thesis statement, drafting, and revising. So again, some questions and tips on how to make your thesis statement even stronger and more clear. A little section on topic sentences, and then making connections between texts, which might be something you'd want to read if you want to see how you can put different ideas together from different authors. It gives you some techniques in there like, oh, this person has this point and this person has that point, and I see a commonality between the two of them, and I'd like to use that commonality for body paragraph 1, and then I can use a quotation or reference both of them actually, or do it one in body paragraph 1 and then one in the next body paragraph, and in that way trace a similar idea through both pieces, or trace different ideas through both pieces. Okay, thinking with and against other writers, that again kind of goes along with what making connections does. Strengthening evidence and examples, that helps you make your body paragraphs that much stronger, so it tells you about how you can use anecdotes, which are personal stories, facts, figures, research, expert opinion, quotations, surveys, studies, things like that, to include in your body paragraph to bolster your point or illustrate your point, to show the reader what you mean, and here it is. And then you explain it in your discussion and show how that, or explain how it actually supports the point that you're trying to make, that controlling idea in that body paragraph. And in turn, all those controlling ideas add up to your thesis statement's overall argument. Okay, discussion and analysis. Again, that's more of the work that also goes on in the body paragraphs. Transition expressions. Now, a transition is when we say transitional words or expressions, we mean ways to go from one idea to another. So it's not like an abrupt stop. It kind of like builds a bridge in between the two different ideas or the two sentences so that you can kind of very fluidly move from one topic to another. We don't want any abrupt stops in our essays. We want one idea to logically flow to the next, to the next, to the next. Likewise with our sentences, we also want those to logically flow from one sentence to the next, to the next, to the next. And transition expressions or words and phrases, that is one way to accomplish that, to make those logical posts, those little logical signposts throughout the essay that kind of help us bridge from one idea to the next. Examples of transition expressions are words like similarly, or accordingly, or by the same token. Another word might be like thus, or therefore, or first, second, third. You might use those for different points you're making. So those are some examples of transition words and phrases. All right, and then you got the concluding paragraph, and again, ways to draft that and ways to revise it. And then down here, it's going to overview the revision process so that you have different tips and techniques for that as well. Now, you may be very familiar with these things, so I said just skim per your needs because it's a lot of material to read through. And if you feel fairly confident with the essay format and your own essay, you may just want to just kind of quickly look through this and just to see what's available, see what's there, see if there's anything you might want to learn from. And again, these are the things that you're going to use when you are going to write your essay, those sources that are available. And then down here, we've got, this is a list of the activities. Oh, let me see if there's anything up here more that I want to talk about. Oh, the essay basic components, this folder. This is a really good folder because it kind of simplifies a lot of the stuff that intersections is talking about. Intersections is a little bit of a longer treatment of these same subjects, whereas the basic essay components here are in a very kind of clear, simplified, like I already get it. I don't need the long explanation version. I'm going to look at the short, easy one, or it's a way to remind yourself of what these things are like. So these are shorter versions of what's in the intersections folder. So it's going to go through, it's got some things that you've already even read. It's got the body paragraph lesson and the sample body paragraph, which we went over a while ago in other weeks in the class. So these will look very familiar because you've already read them. But you want to probably make sure you read these well, the introductory paragraph and thesis statement and the concluding paragraph, those documents, because this is the first week we're really talking about introductory paragraphs and concluding paragraphs. So you want to read through this material to make sure you understand the components that should be in those paragraphs. And if you remember, I talked about them already in the introductory paragraph, have that hook that reels the reader in, that kind of grabs the audience's attention. And then you go through the context, which is like kind of like the basic setup for your essay. You might talk about a little bit of some of the readings you've been doing and say, hey, at the end of that context, who gets to be lucky in our society and how can we change who gets to be lucky? Or how can we make more people more lucky? So that'd be a good context. And then the answer to those questions would be your thesis statement, that the answer is, what you're proposing as a way to make more people more lucky. And, obviously you have to identify who gets to be lucky first in order to address the second part of that question. All right, so that is what you would need to do in the introductory paragraph and the thesis statement. And then in the concluding paragraph, you want to have the recap, or in other words, when I say a recap, you are just summing up your argument and your controlling ideas so that the reader remembers what you were trying to prove in the essay and how you proved it. And then you want to provide closure in the essay. In other words, that sense of completion or finality. All right, so there you go. Let's scroll down a little bit more and we see we have our virtual class session. And if you do not attend that, you remember you need to watch the recording, one of the 2 recordings for the week, and write a 3-paragraph summary on that and turn it into the week 4 virtual class alternate assignment Dropbox. And then finally, you have the Essay 1 who gets to be lucky Dropbox. And you want to make sure that you submit that with the proper file name and submit it as an attachment, and it should be a Microsoft Word document. And as you recall, you have a way to get that for free if you don't already have it, and I've explained that in another video. So if you still haven't gotten Microsoft Word for free, watch that video, figure out how to do it, and then write your document in it. Okay, great. So that's about it for this week, I think. If you have any questions, as always, I'm available. Please email me, and I cannot wait to read your essays. All right, good luck, everybody. Take care. Bye.